All right, hey everybody, back to you. I know I told you guys last night I was going to harvest sweet potatoes this morning. However, I have another project that I'm going to do that is more pressing right now. About a year ago now, maybe a year and a half ago, I can't remember what I was fixing, but I was boiling something. And what I did, I ended up calling myself going to, no, I wasn't. I was frying something. Anyway, I had hot oil, hot grease. And we have this very nicely, at the time, we had this very nicely finished sink. And when I poured that boiling hot grease into the sink, it destroyed the sink. Okay, I mean, totally destroyed it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be refinishing this for you guys live so you can see it. And talking with you, of course. So, cue the intro. Now this is gonna be made up, okay? Plant-based homestead prepper, where we make prepping fun. All right, welcome back. I had stopped doing intros, but you guys said you love them so much, so hey. I'll do live intros if I must. Keep you guys happy. So the first thing that we're going to do, and I've used this sink, I used my huge fan already to kind of blow it dry. But the first thing we got to do, we got to start sanding, okay? Do a spot sand. But it is very, when I poured that grease down the sink, it cracked this current finish. I mean, it messed it up, and it looks horrible. So it was just gonna be one side, and I was like, don't be trifling, do both sides. Jennifer has no idea I'm doing this. So when she gets home this evening, hopefully she'll be pleasantly surprised. So, the little doohickey comes, the kit. You can get this from Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. Tough as towel. Okay. Oh, it takes 48 hour cure time. I didn't know that. So I guess I'll run my fan today, so we can cure it a little faster. I should have gone out in my shade and got my darn sander. I'd be done sanding right now if I had done that. So like I be teaching y'all, learn how to do things now, so that when in the future you guys can't see what I'm doing. It really doesn't. I mean, I'm just sanding right now. So, and I messed up my tripod some kind of way, so I gotta order me a new one. I think I'm gonna order me one of those Gorilla tripods. They seem to be pretty sturdy. But you know, learn how to do some things for yourself now. Not only will it save you some money, but who knows, you might get a new hobby that you actually like, and you actually like doing, and maybe you can make you some side money. You never know until you try it. But start getting you some skills now, you know, because that's very important. That's pretty good and smooth. And on this side, I'm just going to sand it to get some of that old discoloration out of it. White is a very beautiful color, but it gets dirty and it gets imperfections in it really, really fast. You guys know that. All right, so sand a little bit here. So I'm gonna do two levels of sanding. This is a very coarse. The first one's gonna be very coarse. This is a 60 grit, and then I'm just gonna do a very fine, which is a 220. Okay, I'm going to clean it up, and then we're going to refinish it. All right, so hopefully when you guys watch this, y'all will enjoy what you see. Got a few blemishes up here. Mainly this is plumber's putty when I put the faucet in. But we're going to get as close to that and make it nice and pretty. We'll make it nice and pretty. All right. Yeah. We were going to get all back here. We are, and I'm slowly doing things now because here in the next year, my plan is for us to purchase another home. And this should be a rental property. So, doing a few things now to get it ready for our new renters. And we have some folks in mind that may be coming already. So we'll see. All right, so this is the fine. Very, very fine. Which it felt really nice after I just finished with the course. Okay. So I'm debating now if I should clean this dry or use the water to clean. I think I'm gonna use the water and then just dry it with the fan. If I do that, you guys are gonna have to come back in for another live. All right, so that just made my decision. I will do it dry because I don't want to come back and do another live, and I don't want to have to wait. So I'm motivated to do it now, which brings me to a good point. When you get started doing something, see it to the finish. You know, that is the only way that you're gonna be successful with stuff. Seeing it to the end, seeing it to the finish. You have to. So imperative, so important. All right, so I missed a little spot right there. So get that. So we had a good live last night. I don't know how many of you guys were on there, and I loved your comments when I woke up this morning. Some more folks that chimed in. You guys have some of the best comments. I don't care what anybody else says about their fans or their subscribers on YouTube. You guys are the absolute best. And y'all are always on point with everything. And y'all know I try not to do a whole bunch of fear porn. But you know, it just is what it is sometimes. And I see things the way I see them. And, you know, I'm old enough now to be like, oh yeah, I've kind of seen this play out a little bit before in my lifetime. You know, and I try never to scare the heck out of anybody. And if you happen to get scared, it's just the times we live in. That's just the way it is, folks. Just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Starting to sweat a little bit, which is great. I like getting the morning sweat in. All right, so we're gonna wipe all this down really well. Should have brought my vacuum in here. That would have cleaned it really nicely. So I think that's what I'll do. I think I'm gonna put you guys down for a minute. Go get my VAC. Come right back. Have that up in a jiffy. So if you're on live with me, just hold on. If you're watching the replay, hold on. Be right back. Run back, just gotta get everything set up. Y'all chill out for a minute. Take a chill. Chilliati. There's the switch. Of course, I got up this morning. Oh, y'all probably can't hear me. Here we go. Of course, I got up this morning fixing Jennifer juice. That child is so spoiled, it's sad. All right, so I am using the Filter Queen 360. I actually used to be a rep. Not only was I a rep, I was actually a distributor at one point in time in life. I have done some and everything to earn a buck. From vacuum cleaner, door-to-door vacuum cleaner sales, insurance sales, sold cars, So internet advertising, paramilitary, you name it, I have done it to try to earn some income. I say I would have taken me 10 or 15 minutes to do what I just did in like, what, 20 seconds. All right, so we got a good, clean, just gonna give it a final wipe down. Final little wipe down. Then we're gonna open up our stuff and start treating. This says 48-hour cure time, but I know we're gonna need this sink later on. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna get this thing set up. I don't remember this. What is this? Oh, surface cleaner. Oh, I didn't realize it came with its own brushes. I brought a brush in. I'll use their brush. It's a little more fine. And of course, anytime you're painting or staining, you always want to shake well. A lot of times, it's a great idea to get a stirrer. I have stirrers out in my truck. I don't feel like going out there. I don't have a way of opening up this can either, so I'm gonna have to put you guys down again, go get my multi-tool. I'll be right back. All right, thank y'all for holding and waiting. Sorry to keep you guys. All right, so here we go. Back on. Okay, so this is something I carry every day on me. Those that saw my everyday carry video, it is it's in a Leatherman pouch, and it's called a Leatherman Wave. This thing is amazing. I got about 2 of these. And every time, I get one and I abuse it, because I use it almost every day. Literally, I use this thing almost every day. But this is one of the reasons that I carry it, because it opens cans in a jiff. I mean, just quick. All right, so we're going to get started. This will not take long. You guys think it's going to take long? Should I get my other tripod for you guys so y'all can actually see? Yeah, I probably should. Because you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing from that perspective and vantage point. Jennifer and the pups the other day, they knocked my other tripod down. I thought they had broken it, but they just knocked the top off. So we'll see if we can get this thing together here. Maybe, just maybe. Oh, that's what's going on. They knocked this thing off to the point where it's like really, really difficult. Oh, I just broke it. It still might hold the camera though. We'll try it. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Ding, nothing beats a failure but a try. Y'all get that? So let's see here. Hopefully that doesn't fire up Bixby. Bixby is a nemesis of mine. I don't even know how that thing got on my phone. But she be there. All right, there we go. That's a good vantage point for you guys. All right, so here we go. We're starting. And it's almost like it goes on almost kind of like liquid paper. If you guys know what that is. Us older folks know what liquid paper is. Younger folks might not know. Don't even know if they still have that kind of stuff, because you guys don't type, y'all don't write. I don't know what y'all do. How do y'all communicate? So I'm gonna get back here in the crevices first, because that's the last thing I want to be doing. when everything else is already complete. So we're gonna get back here. A lot of people won't be seeing this. Not saying that gives you a right to be sloppy, but you don't have to be as careful as you are in the front. Make sense? Stuff goes on really nice too, by the way. I like the way it's looking all ready. I'm trying not to get it on my cutting board. Probably be wise to move it with it. But not me. Nope. Gotta do things the Roderick way. Yes, indeed. So when I get finished with this, and this faucet is changeable, so I don't care about getting a little bit on the back side of the faucet. Nobody's gonna see that part of the sink anyway. So put it on pretty liberal right there. Now when I get around the chrome up front, I'm gonna be a little more careful. That's more of a cut in, so I'm using the edges. Okay. More of a little cut in. And this may take 2 coats. See if I can't do it with one. If I had to come back through and do another coat, that'll be fine. I want it to look really pretty. Why? Because it's important to Jennifer. Jennifer's like, oh my God, this thing looks terrible. We need to replace it. I'm like, oh no, babe, we don't need to replace the sink. We just, give me a chance to fix it. She didn't know I had messed it up. And I did not tell her. Because I didn't want her on my butt about fixing it either. Because that baby, she has a way of... If you're married, gentlemen that are married, you know your wife has a way of asking you some things that you're going to get off your duff and you're going to do it. They have that ability. All right, so I got a little bit on the chrome. So we'll go back and we're just going to wipe it up. Very simply. Wipe it up. Okay. And you better do it while it's wet, because if you wait till it dries, you will never get it off. All right. Bam. My neighbor's about to leave. They have the loudest SUV I've ever heard in my life. I've never heard an SUV that loud. Ever in my whole entire life. They can't sneak up on anybody, or they can't sneak away from anybody, because everybody in the neighborhood knows they're leaving. Which is cool, I'm not, each his own. To each his own. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring all of this forward to the point where all the backside is gonna be done. Because I'm gonna work my way forward. I'm gonna work my way to the front. Okay. And this is actually going on pretty well. Not taking as long as I thought it would, but I've done this, several times, so I knew what to expect. Now, the directions doesn't call for you to sand things down. It actually gives you some, what is this stuff called? What is that mess called? It's not sanding paper. Some, what is this? Dadgummit. Steel wool, okay? Gives you a little steel wool to use. So you just scrape your surface down a little bit. And by doing so now, if I wanted to cut this in real nice and real quick, I could have brought in my 12-inch taper knife. That would have been perfect, but I wasn't thinking about cutting. So I have painted enough that my hands are very, very steady. I can cut even though I may not have a straight edge. I can cut stuff just like the pros do. Okay. And I want to pull everything to the inside on the sides of the sink. And you guys see how it's coming together. It's coming together pretty nicely. And when it dries and cures, this thing, it pops. It's really pretty. Put a little second coat over here on the little shadow areas. I see it. I see you. I see you. Okay, go around this faucet. Dogs are going outside. I hear them. So we put a little, when we moved in, we bought the house, I put in a little doggy door in the back for the storm door. You know, it still gives us the protection from the outside world, but gives them access to the, it wasn't them at the time, it was only Tink at the time. It gave Tink access to the backyard with us not having to get up every single time to let her out. So now they've all been trained to the point where they're like, oh, okay, I want to go outside. Boom, they go outside. And we, as long as we get up, you know, and open up the back door, they're good to go. And it gives us a, you know, a measure, like I said, a level of protection from the outside human world to, you know, gives us that liberty. Plus, it's the back door. We got a fenced in yard, blah, 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 blah. All right, so you also got to be careful not to get splatters, which you will, on whatever you're working around. So I had a few splatters on the countertop, which are very nice, and I definitely don't want to mess those up. Okay. So this side, I'm just going to pull it from here, go over that edge. It's pretty therapeutic too, by the way, for people who like to paint. I'm not using a respirator, okay? It's recommended, but I have a very, very open space I'm working in right now. So I am really not worried about a respirator. If Jennifer's here, she'd be like, oh, go get your respirator. And I'd be like, okay, baby. And I still wouldn't do it. But she's right. Safety first, always. And one thing I've learned is that, you know, women in your life, they usually, I hate to admit it, but 9 times out of 10, the women in your life, they are right. Men, so start listening more to your women, because they mean well for you and to you, you know. And I know we definitely hate to listen. That's just, you know, something that we're bred not to listen. But you got to start. Save you a lot of time, save you a lot of money. And the moment I started listening to Jennifer, we really started moving ahead. I'll be honest with you. Because she used to say stuff. I was like, oh, okay. And then I do it my way. But once we really started working as a team, yeah, we started moving. Because women are wired, you know, they're wired to see things way different than we are. And like my former teacher, Miss Irwin, said, she commented on one of my videos today. She was like, you know, women from Venus, men from Mars, or something. I can't remember what the saying is, but yep, that is so the truth. Because we are 2 different species occupying the same little planet. Can't live without each other. Got to have each other. Which brings me to point number 2. Respect everybody's point of view, you know, especially if it's different from yours. Okay, respect everybody's point of view, especially if it is a different one than you carry. Because a lot of times, if you just take the time to try to look at things a different way, a lot of times you'll start seeing them a different way. And who knows? Maybe that different way is a better way, huh? Yep. That's why I like you guys' comments, because, you know, I don't want to be the one, you know, I got the final say so. I'm here to learn from you guys as well as, you know, you guys learn from me. And I think that by doing so, it makes us all better. Just my perspective, you know. Like I said, I could be wrong. Sure, it won't be the first time. I'm doing this without my glasses too. Normally I would have glasses on. But since I'm working at home, and before I had actually gotten up and done my normal routine, I don't have my glasses on, which will give me a level of protection of splatter. But because I'm working so far away from my face right now, and I'm being very extremely careful, I don't feel it's a necessity for me to go get them at this point. I'm taking nice, easy brush strokes. I don't want to disturb any of the, it's not paint, I don't even know what this stuff is called, liquid paper. I don't want to disturb the liquid paper that's going on. I know somebody's gonna say, oh, they don't know the technical term of it, which is fine. Hey, just because you know how to do stuff doesn't mean you know how to do or call it the technical all the time. I have a lot of skills in which I know how to repair it. Have no clue about the technique, or well, not the technique, but the book names about it. It's just like me, Jennifer and I, we're supposed to been going to do trivia last night. She was like, hey, you want to do something? I was like, yeah, sure. So I looked up the baseball game. Baseball season apparently is over for us around here. Didn't realize that. We have a minor league team. And then I looked up the hockey team, and they haven't started yet. I was like, man. So then I looked up movies, and I was like, oh, these movies suck. I don't want to see any of these movies. And she didn't either. And so I found this thing online. It was like, oh, yeah, come have trivia night with us. I was like, oh, that would be cool. And that's so out of my comfort zone. She wouldn't even think that I came up with anything like that. So she was out at the time. So I was rushing to get ready. We used to feed the dogs around that time. And I fed the dogs real quick. And she came and she was lollygagging on the phone and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, hey, come on. We got somewhere to be at 7 o'clock. So it's like 6:15 in. So we jumped in the car, drove out there. It was like 16, 17 minutes away. Missed the exit the first time, so that put us like 10 minutes behind. We had to be there before 7 o'clock because they was like, you need to be here before 7 o'clock, so you can get registered. I was like, all right, cool. So, well, I'm sorry, they didn't say that. The website I had found them on said that. Now, normally I would call in a situation like that just to confirm, but I didn't because I wanted to surprise my honey, right? Well, we get out there. Pull the address in my GPS. We get all the way out there. It's in a whole nother city. And we walk into the place, into the hotel. And I'm like, hey, man, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, this is the right address. And I'm talking to the manager on duty. He's like, I don't know anything about that. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's cross street because it's like in a place where they have a couple hotels. So we go over there and we ask him. He's like, no, you was at the right address. And it's right across the walkway. I'm like, dang. So we get over there again. We show him the little ad. He was like, man, no, I wish it was. This is the right address, but we don't have anything like that booked. We got salsa nights on nights, and we got this night, that, other nights. He's like, but no, we don't do trivia. I'm like, dang. The one time I try to surprise my wife, y'all want to mess it up. So that's how that went down. Now, with a surface like this, now that I'm out in the open, I can go to town with this. Okay, I can be very, very liberal with the treatment. Okay, but I want to stop it at a certain point because I'm still leaning over, and I don't want to mess up my shirt. Even though it's an old white T-shirt, I got about 2 billion of these. Okay, still don't want to mess it up. Just the way I paint, y'all. Jennifer always says, she's like, you one of the cleanest painters I ever seen. I'm like, no sense in, you get paid to put paint on the walls, not on yourself. Now, when I first started, I was messy, of course. Now it's just, you do something long enough, you're supposed to get good at it. That word was supposed to. You're supposed to get good at it. And I catch myself, that texting comes out a lot, very often. And I say words and I listen as I'm speaking. I'm like, what in the world did you just say? Oh, supposed to. So, just old country boy, living in the city right now, trying to get back to the country. Isn't it amazing how our roots always come back? Isn't that amazing? Whatever you grew up doing, as you're in your adult, some point in time, you're going to want to start doing that again. And I couldn't stand growing up in Tyler, Texas. It was crazy. I was like, man, I wish I was in the big city, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Thinking back on it, I enjoyed fishing and at the time hunting. I don't hunt anymore. But those are skills that, in SHTF, grid down situation, those are skills that you're going to need. You need skills like that. Make sense? All right, y'all should be saying, make sense right now. Yeah, it makes sense. Good. I'm glad you agree. So I'm probably about 20 minutes from finishing, and I'm gonna go with you guys on live as long as I can. Now I see a little over paint dripping off onto the side over here and over here as well. What I'll do when I get finished, I'll take my razor knife and I'll run it across there, just score it and get that over paint off, and it should look professional. Should look like somebody came in and knew what they were doing, which somebody did come in and know what they were doing. It just happened to be me. It just happened to be me, y'all. Me. Oh, daggone it. I didn't take a before and after picture. I always forget the befores and afters. That would have been a cool little picture to put up, though. But I know, stuff like this, folks are not really interested in seeing on my channel. Y'all want me to talk about doom and gloom all the time. But this is part of being a prepper, being able to do things yourself. Now, if I had to pay somebody to come in, replace my sink, or even refinish it like I'm doing, you talking about spending. If I did this for somebody, I'm talking about, I wouldn't charge any less than $150. So this is time staking. This is very, very, very tedious work, and I gotta charge for going to get the material, even though I'm gonna walk in and walk right out. There's time, energy, money, gas to go and get it, and then I gotta sit here and I gotta actually do the job. So once learned a long time ago, you don't charge people for the job. You charge people for knowing how to do the job and knowing the right materials to get. For the longest, I used to undercharge. And my son he used to get so mad. He would go with me on some jobs. He's like, Dad, you're supposed to charge such and such. I'm like, yeah, but son, you got to take in consideration, the people that you're dealing with. I still don't charge full price to anybody because I'm always trying to be competitive. But I get so much work now. I don't have a lot of time to actually take side jobs. And for the most part, I don't really have. Did I say I don't have time? Anyway, I don't have time. I don't really have the time to do it. Especially things that take, 2, 3, 4 days. Oh God, no. I don't like those kind of jobs. I want to get in, do what I need to do a little electrical, do a little plumbing, get out of there. Get my money, be gone. That's the jobs I like. I like those jobs that, those little quickies. Pay me a couple $100, boom, out the house. Get in, couple $100, boom, out the house. Like something like this, oh yeah, I'll take this in a heartbeat. This is gonna take me total time, probably 2.5, with me going to the store, getting what I need, and actually doing the job. As long as the people don't have a mess in the kitchen, I can get in and get out total time, 3 hours, boom, $150, and it's gonna look very professional. It's gonna look good. People are gonna be excited when I get finished. They're gonna be like, oh my God, it looks brand new. Yes, it does. It does look brand new. And when we moved in, this thing looked exactly the way it's looking right now. Brand new. It was gorgeous. And it's gorgeous now. As you guys can see, it's coming alive. I say all the time, a little paint spruces up anything. You can put some paint on something and you'll be like, oh my God, that's a new house. No, just paint it. You want to change a room out? You want to make a room look new? Paint it. And you can DIY, It takes me probably total time. That's what going to get the paint and prepping and painting. It takes me about probably 4 hours to paint a room, if that long. If you're not used to painting, it'll probably take you anywhere between 6 to 8. But, you figure painting a room, even if you don't change the color, you're making that room look brand spanking new. Okay, so little DIY tip: paint does it. Paint goes a long way. Paint is huge. Reference to our president. Paint is huge, y'all. So I'm about I don't know, maybe 15 minutes away from completing this job. I can kind of move a little quicker now because I'm on the larger surfaces that should take the treatment, and I shouldn't have to do a whole bunch of touch-ups around here. Okay, so I'm at that point where I can just kind of fly. Okay, I can apply it pretty liberally on the first stroke, and yeah, we'll get up out of here. Okay, really appreciate you guys for being here, whomever's here and whomever's watching. I know the platform has really been good for me, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. I had several things that happened to me while I was in the military, and a lot of times I don't want to say I have PTSD because I don't like labeling, but Jennifer says it all the time. She's like, "Oh, you got like the worst case of PTSD," because I'll be great, then all of a sudden I just I get in a mood and don't want to be bothered, at all by anybody. It don't matter who it is. But I tell you this, since I've been doing this YouTube thing, you guys, and being able to express myself has been a tremendous help. I have been able to kind of get a lot that's on my mind out into the open. And then when we get this channel to the point where it's monetized, oh my God, to get paid to talk. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, you guys can give Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh and who else? Steve Harvey. You guys can give all these folks 2 or 3 hours a day. I'm only asking for like an hour. That's nothing. And I know my material and content is just as good, if not better. Nah, I'm no Rush Limbaugh, and I'm no Steve Harvey. I'm no Colin Cowherd. Those are some of the talk show greats. But I'm not a bad second. How about that? I think I'm gonna paint this drain. Makes it easy. I don't have to cut around it. Just paint the whole drain. Yep, there we go. Then I don't have to worry about the stuff being silly. Jim's gonna be like, "Why'd you paint the drain?" Because it was easier to do it that way. I know she's gonna say something. That chick don't let nothing slide. But it's all good. I'm surprised she didn't call me. She should be at work. And if we happen to get interrupted, I'll just come back in so you guys can see the finished product. How about that? Because she's gonna call when she gets to work. That's just our thing, One thing about it, no matter how mad, upset, or whatever we get with each other, we're gonna always kiss each other to greet each other. We're gonna always kiss each other when we leave each other's presence. And whenever, I don't always do it, because a lot of times I get to my destination, I'm rolling, but I'll always text her and be like, "Hey, I made it, such, 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 such." Because life changes so quickly. You never ever know when the last time you're going to see somebody, in this lifetime. So because of that, that's just a couple things we do. So married couples, that's one thing I can encourage you guys to do. Always kiss each other. Tell each other you love each other more than you tell each other anything. A kind "I love you," a kind "thank you," especially to a married couple. If you guys been married any time at all, just a kind "thank you," because we take each other for granted so often that it's almost sad. It's to the point where it's almost sad how for granted we take each other. Now, I was going to use a technique, but I'm not going to teach y'all that, where I could pour it in the sink and then spread it around that way. I'm not going to do that because that's kind of lazy. And we're going to do this the right way today. Okay? But back to what I was saying about YouTube being good therapy. I think this is really great therapy for me because I'm actually able to express myself. And of course, I have to watch what I say. But with any platform, if I was hosting a live TV show with a live studio audience every day, you can't just say whatever you want to say. Because once it's out there, it's out there. So I really try, I try not to be too political. You know, oh, I know what I was gonna tell you guys. I did that video on yesterday, and I uploaded it where I was talking about no food, no gas equals SHTF, right? So I tried to run that ad. I tried to run that video on Facebook, and they declined me. They declined that video because they said it was too political. And I was like, or something. I was gonna have to jump through some hoops to get it approved. And I was like, I'm not gonna do all that. Cause plus the video kind of took off and it was doing pretty well on its own anyway. I was like, all right, I'm good. But I just thought that was amazing that Facebook didn't want to take my money. But I had heard that about the different platforms. But right now, so far so good with me and YouTube because of course I'm a small channel. I'm not monetized, and even if I were, I wouldn't be dependent on that for my living anyway. So, having that said, I can kind of, being a small YouTube channel, I can kind of say some things that are on the edge sometimes. If I get demonetized, it doesn't really matter because guess what? My videos aren't monetized anyway. I've been thinking about this book also that I told you guys I was going to write. I need you guys' help. I need y'all to give me a good idea of a SHTF situation. Okay, because I want to write a SHTF story. It's going to be first person. It's going to be, the account of. I don't know if I use my name in the story or not, but definitely want to give a first person account. And I got a guy on YouTube that I follow. His name is Bizza Gizza Rizza. But he wrote this story about an EMP strike. It's a first person. I mean, it's amazing. I was like, you know what? When I write another book, I am going to release it that way. He did like a chapter every day or something like that, a chapter every week. I mean, it got to the point where I was looking forward to him releasing the next chapter in his story, where I would be waiting, and if he did it late, I will send him a message like, hey, where is part the 17 or whatever chapter we were on, because he went through it through chapters, and I was like, that is a neat idea. And when I write my next book, I am going to do it that way. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I need you guys' help. So if you have an idea, I really don't want to do an EMP because he did that, and I don't want to. I already love his story. I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to do an EMP story any more justice than what he did. And if you guys are interested in hearing that, go check him out. Gizza Rizza, Jizza, something like that. Jizza Rizza Gizza. Maybe I'll put a link down at the bottom of this one. If anybody's interested, just let me know. We'll get it together. I'm almost finished. Interested in seeing how this is going to dry. I'm gonna paint the inside of this too, because I didn't really like the way it looked. I'm gonna go all the way in. Yep, go all the way. No sense in half stepping, y'all. Nope, no sense in half stepping. We don't do that around here. Around these parts, we do it the right way. I need to make a run to the dump today too. My truck needs to be cleaned in the worst way. I picked up some stuff last week, bagged up a bunch of cardboard and stuff, and I noticed yesterday that I had a trail of ants. I was running alongside of my, the inside of my door, how when you close the door, the inside of it. I was like, oh yeah. Normally I get my neighbor, I pay my neighbor to clean my truck out. But he been acting a little funny here. I've asked him a couple of times. He told me he was going to do it a couple of times, but he never came over here to do it. I'm like, okay, that's pretty different. Makes me wonder why. But I'm the kind of person, I'm only going to ask you, a couple times, and then after that, I'm going to figure out a different way. Which mainly, I just do it myself. It's just so time consuming, and I just much rather just pay him to do it. Plus, it gives him something to do, gives him a few extra dollars. And plus, he does such a good darn job. That's really why I want him to do it. I can't clean my truck the way the man cleans it. But I just really need to clean out the inside clean. I don't care nothing about the outside being clean. I need to be able to find stuff. That's my biggest challenge. So today's going to be a truck cleaning day. Maybe I'll take you guys with me on that. It's always a small disaster to clean my truck. For me to clean my truck. He gets out there and does it in like 20 minutes. It takes me like 2 hours. Because, of course, I'm going through stuff. I'm finding stuff that I hadn't seen in 2 to 6 months. I'm like, oh, that's where that was. Oh, man, I forgot I bought that. Oh, I needed that. I bought 2 of those. That's the kind of experience I have when I'm cleaning my truck. Of course, when somebody else is doing it, like, they're throwing stuff in the trash. Which, that's what I need them to do. Throw the mess in the trash. That's where I'm at. So we're almost finished. I gotta polish up the front side of this here, and we will be good to go. GTG. Good to go. Who is that? Atlas, that you? I don't know, one of these dogs is in here sniffing. Oh, the fumes are probably getting to him. Oh, that's Tinky. Come here, Tink. Hey, baby. Come here, girl. Hey, girl. I didn't know who that was. I heard you. I didn't see you, girl. What you up to? You need to get out of here. This fuse gonna kill you. You're not gonna like this too much. You wanna stay in here with me? You can stay if you want to, as long as you can bear it. I don't care. I just don't want your little senses. Yeah, you might want to go in the back. Go on to the back, baby. She's snorting already. This stuff is this is not like regular paint. This stuff will get you high right here. This is, whew. Yeah, because I'm even feeling it. I'm like, man. Yeah, y'all heard Tinky? She's sniffing, snorting, or whatever. So we're going to do this just like we did the back. I'm going to pull it to the center. Okay? I'm just going to pull it to the center. And I see now with this is not a bad idea to do probably every, I don't know, once a year I could probably do this, get away with it. Keep it looking brand new. You always want to be doing maintenance at your house to keep it up. It's those houses I go into where they haven't done anything for years. That cost so much money, because once you neglect things for a while, then you got to try to scramble and get everything done all at once. And if you do a little bit at a time, I think this little kit right here, I think it costs maybe $40-45. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't do this job for anything less than $150. Now that I think about it, pricing it out, I got to charge for my time going to get it. It's going to cost me $45-50 for this and the material I need. Shoot, and if I'm only making $100 on the job, it's not even really worth my time at that point. I gotta, reglazing this or refinishing this. It's gotta be worth it, because like I said, this is tedious. This is skill right here. This is something that's gonna take a while. You guys have been with me almost 50 minutes now, and hey, it is what it is. And it costs to do stuff. Oh, all right. So here's Jennifer. Hear
me? Bad? Well, yeah, just now. I mean, it's just there was an accident on 664, so. Huh? Yeah, I'm not in the mood to be at work.
That happens sometimes. We don't always be in the mood.
Yeah, well, that's just motivation for me to hurry up and get this motivational speaking company up and running so I can make, $3,000-$4,000 at a conference every.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if y'all were live the whole time. I hope y'all couldn't hear that. But it doesn't matter if y'all could, because that was not like we were fussing or anything, arguing. I don't know what that does as far as my quality of the call or the live with you guys. Jennifer calling in. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. And if not, we're almost done anyway. So I'm going to just touch up a little bit of the areas that I see could be a problem. Bam. Bam. Okay, that looks good. Do a little bit more up here. I don't really like the way that turned into shadows. And then I'm gonna go around the edge over here just to make sure that I get a good edging. Key to doing edges is to drag not at the edge, but before the edge. That is the key. So I'll come through later on and I'm gonna trim. I'm gonna cut and trim the edge so that it doesn't be all over the countertop. Like I said, hopefully you guys can still hear me. I hope so. So this is gonna be a 2-part job. So this is the first part, bam. And like I said, I'm just doing touch-ups right now. Touching it up. Looking to see if I can see any shadows in the treatment. And I'm assuming that's why they give you 2 brushes, because they know you're gonna come back through and have to do something. All right, so what that took me about an hour to do. That's what I'm saying, if anything less than me doing this for a $150 job, at that point in time, it's not even really worth it. So there you have it. We are done. I'm just gonna do a few more little touch-ups, and I'll probably come in this afternoon, see a few more spots, depending on how it dries. And if it dries well, then fine. If not so well, then I'll do a second coat. But I am going to run the fan. My only concern is all these avocados that I have up in the window, because if one falls and shatters on my newly treated sink, I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna be not happy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the ones that are sitting on top of others, take those down, and I'm gonna wrap this brush, because I don't want this mess getting on anything, nothing. And I'm gonna take my gloves, and I'm gonna put the brush inside of there to ensure that this brush doesn't touch anything. Okay, clean up my mess a little bit. I'm gonna leave the rest of this here. Take these avocado seeds down, because I'm gonna run this fan like crazy, like a maniac. Avocado trees. Okay, all right, y'all can see now. See how pretty that looks? So when I come back in, I'm gonna do the inside of that. I see on camera it doesn't look the best. So as a matter of fact, if I didn't take my gloves off yet, I would do it. But that is the garbage disposal side, so it's not really that bad. Okay, so there you have it. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for your time. And there's my new sink. Doesn't it look pretty? And if I wanted to change the color of it, I could change the color of it. Okay, it's a couple more steps you'll have to go through to do that, but you can do that. All right, so I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank y'all for being here. Take care.